to join us today, to join us at Hula Ānuenue. And we're going to be getting started in just a few minutes. We're always excited to look. I said excited like 3 times. Oh my gosh, that's how excited we are. Pihoi hoi no. Yeah, we love having fun. We love bringing Lei Ānuenue into your hale, into maybe your lumi papa, maybe into your office, your ke'ena. Some of us are essential workers. So maybe you had go run away a little while because you wanted to tune in and see what's going on with Lei Ānuenue. Who are they bringing on today? And this morning we had a really great session with Kalei Nu'uhiva, who was also tuning in from Maui, from Kahului, and she was talking about Kaulana Mahina and giving us a brief introduction to the Hawaiian moon calendar. So we had a great discussion. And I always learn something new, even though I'm part of the team and we've been doing these trainings. You always learn something new, and in any situation. And that's what I love about our culture and education in general, is that we always get to a'o aku, a'o mai. We're always learning and sharing, and just love being open about. Oh, Kalamai, I have to turn my Facebook volume down. So yeah, I see a lot of our friends joining us on Facebook as well. And today we are so excited to have so many partners that are helping us on going live. So when we go live on Kanaio Kana, we also get to go live on let's see, Hawaii Nui Akea and the Office of Hawaiian Affairs on their Facebook page, OEV TV, Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement, Mana Maoli, and we're also going live to also on Napua's page, Napua Music. So you might be on one of these platforms, and we just want to send a big aloha and mahalo out to everyone. And if you're on now, I see over 100 people on Facebook and about 30 of us on Zoom. Go text some of your friends or go share and tell them, hey, come check us out on Lei Ānuenue, because as always, we're gonna have fun, and it's always an interesting conversation and just learning. We're always learning new things. And towards the end, we'll also be sharing all the other exciting topics and guest speakers that will be joining us. So yeah, we're totally excited. I see more friends joining us on Zoom, and some are starting to send some aloha out on Facebook. So really excited today. Oh, that's my favorite word. I'm saying excited. But yeah, happy as well. And ano vela maane ima hana pepe. Kawaii is a little bit vela, I trying to kilo makani and no more makani outside. But just thankful and lots of gratitude for this beautiful day. And that we all get to be in our hale and we get to connect with each other. So yeah, if you're on Facebook, go share it so more of your friends join in. And of course, we're recording our session too. So according to my uaki, wa kani no ka hola e lua, no leila e holo mua ana kako. We're gonna move ahead and let's see what's on my next slide here. So again, if you're ma'amau over here, like we kind of want to know where you're tuning in from. So let us know in the chat. Tell us where you're tuning in from. We've been having friends from all over Hawaii, all over the US, even Mavaho Kena. We've had people outside of the US. We've had people from Switzerland, Puerto Rico, Aotearoa, Mexico. We've had all kinds of friends join us. And I'm seeing them all come into the Zoom chat. I'm seeing Makiki, Indiana. Aloha to Indiana. I don't know if I've seen Indiana before. Kaneohe, Wailua, Hanapepe, Waiakea, Pearl City, Wailuku. Yep, Mexico City's here. Aloha, Mexico. Kailua Oahu, Wahiawa, Let's see, who's on Facebook? Are they participating in our chat here? I see Olekona. I think that's Oregon. I'm checking my Hawaiian versions of those words, but I think that's what you're referring to. Aotearoa, New Zealand. Kate is here. San Jose, California. Ooh, all kind of friends joining us. Another friend from Wailua, Kauai. Aloha e Lehi Ilani. New Mexico. Ooh, all kind. New Jersey. Love it. I love it. Kawai High, Hawaii Island. Awesome. So aloha no. And yeah, we just love being able to honor our Aina and send aloha to our Aina as a kupuna of ours as well. And that's so important in the work we do and the gratitude of giving back to our ohana and our kupuna, but especially to our Aina. So mahalo nui for sharing where you guys are all tuning in from. Okay, a little bit commercial, because again, there's so many amazing things going on in our community. I wanted to share with you because this deadline is coming up really soon. April 27 is an extended deadline, and many of us are very familiar with the Napua no Eau program. Go check them out. They're having, they were planning all of these activities that were going to be happening face to face. But now they're being very creative and they're going to do a virtual version of this. So here's the information. You can go contact Lisa Letoto Oata and her information is there. They got the Malama Aina series, Nahana Viliki for engineering, Kalai Meaola for biological science, and Project Kuleana. Ooh, Hawaiian multimedia production. Cool. So you can see the dates and everything. And yeah, go check them out. Don't forget, April 27th is the deadline for this. So, I'm seeing Signal Hill, California also joining us. Awesome. Okay, so we kind of want to know who's joining us today. Maybe you're a Haumana Hula. Can you put a 1 in the chat if you're a Haumana Hula, a hula student? Maybe you're a Kumu Hula and you're interested in hearing a little bit more about this. Put a 2. Number 3, you just interested in learning more about hula and choreography or Manono, or you read the description. Put a 4 in the chat if you're just a fan of Napua's and you love hearing her and seeing her perform and learning from her. So you may be multiple of these. Number 5 is, I don't know, I'm something else. I'm just a kupuna that's found you on Facebook and I like check you guys out. So awesome. I see a whole variety. Oh, we get plenty. 4. They're all fans of Napua. And we have some Haumana Hula. We do have those that they just tuning in because they're interested in hearing what's going on. I see that we have a Ho'olu scholar that's joining us. Awesome. So Haumana of all levels. I'm also looking at Facebook. Yep. 5s and 1s and 3s. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. All of the above. So a Haumana, a Kumu. Yeah, we're all Haumana. Even though we may be Kumu, we're all learning and sharing. So yay. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so we got a variety of people in here. So yeah, you're tuning in because you saw a little description that we're doing a session on choreography, clearing the vessel, filling the vessel. That must have intrigued your, piqued your interest because it sure did mine. And I'm Malia Nobriga Oliveira. I'm gonna stop sharing here. I'm Malia Nobriga Oliveira and I'm tuning in from my Aina, my Onehanau here in Hanapepe Valley, Kauai, in the Moku of Kona. And just really happy to once again be here on behalf of Hawaii Nui Akea and serving as a host for all of you and Lei Ānuenue and our platform here. So let me go unmute Napua and maybe we can get started with a ho'olauna. Aloha Napua.
Aloha. Aloha mai kako. Bring you greetings from Waiahuli, Maui, where I live, and of course upcountry Maui, where I'm from. Super. Aloha kamaha'o. I know kamaha'o is on your island, yeah?
Yep.
What a joy. And I'm super, super nervous. Hula, like I said, I'm nervous because talking about I'm not used to talking about the process. I'm very used to doing the process, like very much makahana ka ike. Yeah. We just keep hey, Robin. I see all of you tuning in. I'm here on Instagram Live too, and a lot of people tuning in from Japan and Mexico, all over the world. Aloha maikako. So do I just go into my?
Yeah, let's just jump in. I mean, we got a few videos to show at some point, but yeah, we're just happy to have you. And of course, we want to say aloha to your mom and to all your ohana keiki. Because, we know it takes a ohana to really support a kumu, a halau, and all of that. So aloha no.
It does. I've been really, really fortunate. We're all here in our homes, and one of the blessings of having to be in your home is that ohana time, yeah. And so my keiki are in the next room. I'm trying to keep them busy so they don't make noise. And of course, spending this time with my mom. The only way you can get that lady to not work is on quarantine. And because she's a worker, she loves to work. She loves to work for our lahui. So her having to stay home is, I know, driving her crazy. But we're blessed and happy to be home with her here too in Waiahuli. And mahalo to you, Malia, for including me in this Lei Ānuenue series and these sessions. I think as Kanaka, when we raised with ha'a, I think oftentimes, I think I just emotional because I've been in the house too long. But I think oftentimes we may not feel like we have something of value to share. And so sometimes I get like, well, I don't know what I can say to, contribute to anybody else's ike vessel, their waihona ike, if you will. But I was inspired. We were all watching Mary Monarch on TV this weekend, wishing that we were there, wishing that we could take part somehow in that celebration of us, yeah, as Kanaka, who we are. And really, that's what it is. And and they showed a particular kahiko that we did in 2015. And on Instagram, the Mary Monarch photo challenge, the theme for the day was hula kahiko. As a kumu hula and a choreographer, we certainly, I know me and all of my hoa kumu, we have hula that we've created that some gotta be your most favorite, and of all, I said on my post before we saw the Mary Monarch presentations, that Manono was perhaps my most favorite of all the kahiko that I've created. And then they showed it that night as part of the highlights of the past decade of hula kahiko. And I said in it that it's my most favorite one because maybe I didn't say it on the post, but one because we didn't, not because we won with it, because we didn't win. We came second. But when you see that costume and when you see that picture, you don't need to have audio even to know who and what we were dancing about. And for me, as the Kumu Hula, and I always tell my girls, like, that's what we go Mary Monarch for, to be memorable. Because if what we do is not memorable, then that ike kupuna is not being transferred at all. And we just being decoration. And who the heck wants to be decoration? And so for that reason, I remember that night we came home after kahiko, and my sister-in-law, very sweet, She dances hula, but she's not very. She was sitting in the audience that night, and we all got back to the hotel, and she was like in tears, and she said, "Jay," because my first name is Jay, so my whole family calls me Jay. Jay, the crowd was just like the standing ovation, and then there was just a buzz, and I could hear everybody around me asking, like, who is Manono? Like, what the heck? Like, who was she? What are they dancing about? Because the energy would just shift in the stadium. It was just, and for me, that's the hula that we want to do. We don't want to do like, and then I'm not blind. We're not the most precision halal. We're not, we may not always come out with the most fabulous hairdos and makeup. We country chicks from up country, you know what I mean? So for us to put on makeup and heels is a big jump already. But we very much love what we do. We very much know who we are, and that's the function of hula for us. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about the process. And when I thought, like, how do I describe the process? And that's why I called this clearing the vessel and filling the vessel. And so at any time, I don't know if people, we go get Q&A after.
Yeah, no, I'll monitor. So yeah, if you guys have questions or comments, feel free to use the Q&A or the chat on both Facebook as well as on Zoom. And yeah, I'll jump in and see if there's any questions or manao.
Okay, so clearing the vessel for me, what that means, and in our halal, like I always tell the girls, you gotta, and we hear the it's kind of a catchphrase, yeah, live pono. You like bumper sticker, t-shirt action. But what really does that mean? Yeah, and for me, that means like having good intentions in where you're moving and why you're moving. Are you doing this for self-serving, self-seeking reasons, or are you doing this for the greater good? Are you doing this for a higher purpose or a bigger purpose? Because when we know we're moving for a greater purpose, then we don't think of the self, yeah. We think of our thinking becomes expansive and not tunnel vision and not narrow, and that's important. That's super important, because if I'm going to marry Monarch because I want to win awards, and or if I recording Hawaiian music because I like singing Japan, then I'm not doing nothing for right reasons. And for me, that's yucky. And so making sure our intentions are good, are like I said, expansive. And I have here like kapukai, doing those practical rituals that our kupuna gave us to make sure we can practice clearing the vessel. Go kapukai, release the negativity, release the ino, release all the doubt and stuff. And not only release, but maintain a connection with our kupuna, maintain a connection with our akua, so that, because that's where the feeling comes from, yeah. And so like the practice of checking yourself, making sure you're on the right path for the right reasons, clearing yourself, because everybody get pilikia. We all get pilikia. And you know what? I bet a lot of you will notice that when you're on the right path and when you're getting really close, that pilikia come on strong. Yeah, because that's the challenge. That's the challenge to yourself, to really to see what you're made of. Like you really get the action or what for do this, and so clearing, going kapukai, making sure we have those rituals in our daily life. Get up and do your kane hoalani, so you can remember like how small we are in the greater. When you stand outside and you do your kane hoalani, you feel that greatness, and you acknowledge that every day you realize that we're not that great. And humility is part of the clearing. We have to humble ourselves. And my pule always is to clear that, help me clear that so I can hear you. My kupuna, help me keep this clear so I can hear you clearly. And just show me just use me as the vessel. Just show me what I'm supposed to do, and I go. So when you ask for stuff like that, you also gotta be ready for go. And not like, huh? I'm supposed to do that. Oh, but this and this and this and this, and we let doubt and fear and all those things come in the way. And that's one thing I gotta say that I admire about all of my hoa kumu. And that's why I get kind of errors, when you see people like with all the informal judges on Facebook during Merry Monarch. Oh, this about that costume and da 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 da, and I think this and that. That's kind of irritating because for me, I admire my hoa kumu because I know they go through the process too. And I know that what they take into the stage is not, oh, this is something I came up with. It's inspired. It's our kupuna showing us this is what the lahui needs to see right now. This is what needs to be shown right now. That's why you wonder, like, how come, we all think we get a grand, fabulous idea. I'm going to do something so original at Merry Monarch. I'm going to do on Papahehi. Oh, how come get 4 halals doing Papahehi this year? I'm going to do on Hula Ma'i. Oh, yeah? Well, you and 6 other people doing Hula Ma'i. I'm going to wear all white because we need to show this image. Yeah, you and everybody else doing. How come? Because we don't talk. Even the close friends, we not talk about what we're doing a lot of times. But how come we all going with similar stuff? It's because we just so small. We're just this small part of this whole expansive picture. And we gotta always be mindful of that so that when we move with that consciousness. Yeah. So I have here get into the practice, so clearing it, yeah, and living life like that. Part of the clearing also is to pale, protect yourself, surround yourself with good, be strong enough to oki the ino, oki that out of your life. It's a practice. I just made 46 last month. I like to think I'm pretty smart and strong. It's a practice I still get hard time with. And it's a practice I struggle with, but it's important. I always tell my dancers, my own children, surround yourself with people who go in the same place you let go. Because if you don't, those buggers that going talk the negative, counterproductive stuff, they're going to pull you back. And as a lahui, we all like go for it, and so it's important to pale and that's one hard thing. So you gotta find that in your naʻau, that strength in yourself to pale yourself, protect yourself from things that are not good for you. And I'm not talking about only alcohol or substances or TV, or I'm talking people. They could be ohana members, they could be people that you've known all your life. But if you listen to your naʻau, because that's our kupuna telling us, oh, that's maybe sister, she been your friend for a long time, but you don't notice that she kind of, we know, turn them off. Tune them out, turn them off. And that's why my family knows, and I know my friends that do the same thing I do, they're the same way. My family knows, especially around Merry Monarch, no come talk to me. I don't want to hear about frivolous, I call it jabber. So please don't jabber in my space. And because then you're going to, my mom says, I look at her with this face like, and she goes like, oh, I'm going to get out of here because I don't want to hear about politics. I don't want to hear about gossip or I call it like, oh, it's just gibberish because this vessel is like this, is going, yeah, and it's creating. And in order to stay in that creative process, you gotta only surround yourself with things that go kako or the process.
Yeah.
Yeah. If so so I have pale, protect yourself, and then get into the practice of listening to your naʻau. When you hear, I think you should do manono. You cannot let the doubt of the brain of, oh, I don't know how pretty that's gonna look, or I don't know that much about her, or la 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 la. You cannot let that. You just gotta go, okay, we're doing manono. Step one.
Yes.
And that's, I've had family members and friends of mine tell me that that's the difference. That when I hear, I just go. I don't, and a lot of times, and sometimes that's where the saying "more guts than brains" come from, maybe, yeah, because I don't think things through a lot. Actually, I don't think things through at all sometimes, and my family get nuts with me because I just be like, "Oh, I think we're supposed to do that. Okay, let's go," and then they're like, "Whoa, like what are you doing?" Like, because that's what I hear. Yeah, I hear it, and then I go. Get into the practice of acting on what you hear. If you feel it's time for make one keiki, go make one keiki. If it's time for get married, go get married. If it's time for leave your job, leave your job. And put that trust in your naʻau, in your ike kupuna, in how things are going. Put the trust in that going to happen. And get, because I think if we ignore it too long, you stop hearing them. Or it's soft, so to get into the practice of using that, you got to use them. You cannot ignore it. So that's part of the clearing.
Yeah, no, I think that's really awesome. And you're of course speaking about hula and your creation process, but as I was taking some notes here on my post-it, I hope you guys all taking notes too. These are really good tips or guidance for even like our time today, like during this time that we're all dealing with this pandemic. There's new stuff coming in, there's things going on in the media, on social media, on TV. It's like what you said about pale and knowing like what kind of media you're supposed to be listening to, and what you should be sharing on your social media page. Like, should we always be posting what's his name, that's supposedly for the US? Like, I do not, because I don't want that as a part of my energy. So that's like my oki, right? Like, I'm just like, and so I think what you're sharing is really applies to a lot of what we do in day-to-day life, and just to like malama our ohana, malama our kupuna, our aina, and just all the different practices we do. So I really mahalo what you're sharing.
Mahalo. So in the filling, so we clearing, we like, you like make sure like your kino, your spirit is ma'e for our kupuna, and if you move with that in mind, like, all right, not just for me so I can have one good life, but my kupuna come, I don't like them come to a dirty house. You know what I mean? Like, I like them come, and if they're going to see everything I see, I like them see nani. I don't want them to, because that's our aloha for our kupuna. I don't want them to come and see, I want them to come and see nani, so that when you're filling, that's how it gets filled. And so a lot of times people ask me like, how you came up with Manono, like how you came up with that. And I always tell people like, I never, I literally was sitting in my room watching TV, which I hardly do. I was watching Law and Order because that's one of my favorite shows, and was like one boom like that, like, you should do Manono. And I was like, what? Okay. So again, I'm like that. I'm like, okay, that's what I heard. I got off my bed. I went in my library. I got the unwritten literature, and I started looking. Oh, okay. There's that chant that the elementary school kids do, e manono, but gotta get more. You know, I know of her and her story because her kane, like ke kuokalani, when I wanted to have a son, I had, oh, I like my son be like that. I want my son to be one warrior. And no matter if the whole world is against him, he going to stand up for what he believes is right. Um, and so I've always admired them as a couple. So I said, oh, okay, I'm going to look for the chant. So the very next day, because in the unwritten literature, it just said that one, Manono. Next day, I start looking. I get my girls, the haumana, to start looking because I get some pretty smart ones, yeah. Over there at the UH.
Yeah, we're happy to have them.
I call them my intellectuals. So I get the girls on it, like, hey guys, this is where I'm going. Like we gotta pull, I like pull whatever mele, whatever oli we can find on her or him, and we go, you know, get our mele. Nothing, como. Searching, nothing. We cannot find nothing. What? So then I go to the next level of intellectuals. I call Kaleikoa and Lokahi Antonio, my historians, right? Can you guys help me? I need to find mele. Okay, yeah, gotta have. No more. Napua. No more. What? So then I'm, okay, well, I guess I gotta do this one. But I never feel connected to the choreography that I already saw. You know, I just, I don't know. For me, it wasn't speaking to me. It wasn't us. I wasn't. It's not in my own personal hula lineage, so it's not something. Um, my kumu does have a version, and when she's like, "Oh, I have a version," I was like, "Don't show it to me," because I was already creating it. I was like, I don't want to see the traditional version because I kind of have a thing about that too. You either going to do the traditional one or you're going to create one new one, but I don't like the merging because to me that's kind of an insult to the tradition. Like if you're going to do them and do them as close to perfect as you can, or you create one whole new one and not try borrow some choreography from the old one. You know, that kind. That's kind of my own manao, not wanting anybody to like
Yeah,
get
no,
copy for
that's
that.
awesome.
But so so we tried no more mele. Okay, we're gonna do this mele. If we're gonna do this mele, then I gotta get into the headspace to create for her. Who is she? So I read as much as I could about the Battle of Kuamo'o, about her lineage, where she comes from, and that Maui connection. And I was like, oh, more this makes sense for us because Maui and whatnot. And then I called, and then okay, she's a warrior. If I'm getting frustrated because I cannot find that much more on them than of that mo'olelo of the Battle of Kuamo'o, you know, and um look, the names is escaping me right now. Oh, oh my gosh. Okay, anyway, I'll come back to that. But so I'm not a warrior. Okay, I did a little martial arts in my day, but I'm not a warrior. I never do lua. Okay, so what do I do? So I call Kyle Nakane Lua. And I go to him and I tell him, this is what I'm doing. I need your help. I try to understand. I gotta understand her so that I can create because I gotta come from that place in order to start, yeah. So we talked, me and him talked a lot, back and forth, back and forth. And he said, you know, Napua, there's a few assumptions. No more mo'olelo. And for me and for all of us, that's the big thing I learned from this is history is the winner's version of our past. Because they never win, we don't know enough about them. A lot of what I know was written for them and created for them went down with them because their supporters and their loved ones went with them. So nobody to tell that story. And what a shame, yeah, that whole part of our past is lost. And so that was eha already. And the more I looked at the chant, I felt like, oh, this is a chant of aloha. This is not a war chant. It's a chant of aloha and strength. And so Kyle was like, there's some things we can assume. Let's start to put together a picture, and we're going to assume. We're not supposed to, but we can assume. So one of those things is she had to have been a skilled fighter, because she was not a danger to her husband on the battlefield. You know, like I told the girls, you know, like if I take my son swimming, I know can be a strong swimmer because I keep watching him and watching out for him. And I know that if things go rough, I'm going to have to carry him on my neck. That doesn't make me the strongest swimmer out there. I'm not going to be one Olympic swimmer when I get my son in the water with me. Same thing for them. She was not Orawahine that he had to coddle and check on. She held her own, because that's the only way she could be out there and not be a threat to her husband. But in that day, in that specific battle, her mana was so big, was so vai to him, that he needed her to permeate that whole field, that whole wahi for all of them, so that she wasn't just using the mana for herself and the people close to her. So she wanted to fight with him, and he says no. Instead, I want you to sit up here. And he makes, the story says and this is aloha. And I'm emotional because it's an aloha that I don't think as Kanaka we realize that we come from. So he says to her, he needs her mana so much. You can sit up there, and it says he makes a nest of uluhe fern for her to sit in. So she's not just sitting in dirt and rocks. Yeah. And so a lot of people, and that's the part when I say, before you criticize on Facebook or Instagram or whatever you're doing, or talking to your friends in your living room, Merry Monarch parties, because a lot of people that night was like, what the heck are they sitting on? Oh my gosh, is that Christmas tree? Blah, 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 blah. Like, all this nonsense was uluhe. Because for me, the mea nui, when my girls get on that stage, is they are that. So as a kumu, I gotta think, what do I surround them with so that when they sit, they're her, and they can give that out. Now, I thought, they gotta sit in uluhe. She sat like that. They gotta sit like that. But we not can go on stage with one bundle of uluhe and spread them all out and okay, so we gotta make one moena. You know how you do that was twining one huge lei, each of them, and winding it around in a circle and sewing each. I mean, it was so labor intensive, this moena. But I wanted them to sit and feel it. I wanted them to sit and smell it, so that, because I don't want them to be on the Merry Monarch stage. I want them to be a kuamo'a. You know, I want that transformative presentation, because that's what we're trying to do. And we cannot transform and transmit that ike if we not can transform ourselves. Yeah. And so that the understanding, kauna kanelua, he told me, tell the girls, if they want to get into the Manono headspace, watch G.I. Jane and Game of Thrones.
Oh, wow.
G.I. Jane for the training and that warrior mentality, and Game of Thrones to learn strategy and understand strategy, because she was also a political figure. And if you read the mo'olelo, Ka'ahumanu and Keopuolani comes to him, I think 2 times, 3 times, to say, come and eat with us, which we know is come and break this couple, because Kane and Wahine not eat together. Come and eat with us. Every time his response to his ohana is not, no, I'm not going to come and eat with you folks. Every time his response is, I'm going to go check with my wahine. And he goes back to her each time, which tells you she was intelligent and she was his counsel. You know, he relied on her for that too. And so to get into that headspace, we all became Game of Thrones fanatics. G.I. Jane, who was training hard. If I could post pictures of my girls, and that I gotta mahalo them too for always being willing vessels. And they put their full, absolute trust in me. And that's, as the kumu, that's what you gotta akahele to. That you have that. And you cannot take advantage of that. So you better make sure you're doing things for the right reasons. Because you get all these people that look into you to do the right thing. Yeah. And so one of the things was Kyle was like, well, you guys should cut your hair. Because that's what they did. And we went into this whole discussion of why hula dancers get long hair and how actually the long hair past puberty is one sailor thing. To look young and attractive for the sailors, our wahine started to grow their hair past puberty. Because before, when they got their ma'i, they oki their hair. That was a sign that they wahine ya now. But to be attractive to the sailors. So the reasoning for our long hair as hula dancers is actually junk. You know? And so he said they should cut their hair. I entertained that for a while. And this is why I love my girls so much, because I went to Halal and I told them, you know, me and Kyle had this discussion about, you know, Oki Lawoho and Manalani was like, yeah, we're going. And that's my girls though. And that's why they dance the way they dance. And that's why, you know, when you're watching them on the stage, it's not just, oh, they were a nice dancer because they like that, because every part of their soul and spirit and kino, everything is 110% in what they're doing, you know. And part of the Kumu Hula Kuleana is to get them there, to have them believe it and make that connection for themselves, you know. So get into the headspace. We went to Umikai. Umikai, for me, as part of like solid Kanaka. I think he went talker radio.
He's coming up, and actually, I think he's online today. He's watching. So, Umi.
To me, Umi epitomizes a kane that is balanced in our community. We're having pilike with that too. Too much ku in the kane, too much, you know, and Umi is like that balance, you know, always mindful when he's moving. I have huge ho'i for Umi. He came to Maui and he would teach the girls for make their pahua. What is the wahine's weapon? Yeah, we have to think about that. What is the wahine? What do I need to arm them with? So when they get on that stage, when they put on all that a'ahu, they feel like her, or they feel lavat, you know? So Umi came, talked to the girls too. Like we just, their a'ahu, the lauhala tops, people thought I was crazy. Each of those tops, and I think I had 25-ish girls that year, each of those tops, hand woven Hawaiian lauhala from Kanaka weavers, made for each of them. Not one blanket kind, and dyed red. Why? I don't know. That's the vision I saw. That's the vision I saw. And I went to Pohaku, Kaho'ohanohano. He's our Maui, you know, and he entertained it, and he was kind of like, wow, this is pretty nuts. You know, okay, again, it's going to be hard for one weaver. But what if I get a team of weavers, you know? And okay, and he very, very willingly like went teach and show, because he made the prototype. He opened his space for us to weave. Luffy Lutero, you know, and I flew these weavers in to do this, and I'm super, super grateful that they were willing to do it, and again trusting the vision that I was doing. You know, I had something in my not here maybe, but the naʻau that just had to come out this way. And so for weeks and weeks they stayed at my house over here. They flew in, they took the lauhala back to Oahu. I mean, we just weeks and weeks of working intensively on this whole Oahu kuamo'o. And that's why it's more, the greater purpose is not even just Mary Monarch, but kuamo'o. We went during our practice, we went there and we visited. And at the same time, Oha was being asked to kick in the last part of the funding to buy back Kuamo'o.
Maybe tell people where Kuamo'o is.
Kuamo'o in Kona. Sorry. I never went there before this. And so Kuamo'o is in Kona. I never went there before this. But through all of this research and whatnot, I was like, we gotta go. I gotta go to where they are, and the dancers gotta go and whatnot. And so we go. And along the same line, my mom is very separately at Oha hearing this petition for funding. So she comes up here one night before we leaving for practice trip. And I'm like, Mom, we're going to go to Kuamo'o. I got in contact with so-and-so and da-da-da-da. And I'm going to take the girls and this and that and that. And she's like, why, what is going on? Why are you so into Kuamo'o? And I was like, have you not been listening to me all these months? Like, we're doing Manono for Mary Monarch, Mom. And this is who she was. And this is what they did. And it happened over here. And her whole face was like, oh my goodness. And I was like, what? She said, they came to Oha for funding and we told them never have. Because we don't. We couldn't figure out where to get the funding from. And I was like, no, you have to. You have to. You guys got to do something, Mom. You have to do something. This and that. I'm like freaking out, And she's like, oh my gosh, Jay. How come? Like, she was like, what is? So she did. She went back and in fact, the vote for the funding happened the Thursday before we did this at Mary Monarch. Oha did vote and they did find the funding to buy back Kuamo'o. But that's just another aspect of this whole journey, yeah? Why am I hearing this? Why gotta happen now? Why is this story so urgent to come out this way? And so Kuamo'o, going to the Mauna, and maybe after this we can show the video. I'm trying to hurry and I'm looking at the time. I'm like, oh my gosh.
No, it's so good.
But if you remember in 2015, that's when the first stand happened for the Mauna. And I think it was a Tuesday, Mary Monarch week, that people started getting arrested. And I had already planned the huaka'i to go take the girls up to the Mauna because I saw what was happening. And we did all Mauna Kea stuff the year before in 2014. All poli'ahu, all mana and wai'au. And I was like, we gotta go. Oh my gosh, this is all mele. And we all went to wai'au the year before. We gotta go and offer these mele to kako'o that effort, yeah? And then people started getting arrested on Tuesday. So then my mom, some of the parents of the girls, some other Kumu Hula friends of mine, community members start because I said on Facebook, we're going. Anybody else go with us? And people started to reach out Napua, that's not a good idea. My family, their advice to me, and that's why you gotta check your naʻau. You gotta check your naʻau all the time and know what your intentions are. So they say, you can put the girls in danger. You take them up there, and in Mary Monarch week, they're supposed to be focusing on Mary Monarch, not the pilikia up there. So I got all this talk, yeah. And you can get that in life. People going to say all kinds of things, why you should, why you shouldn't. Listen to yourself. So I listened and I said, you know what? One, we gotta go because we gotta kako'o that effort. And two, how these dancers ever going to get on one stage and dance about a wahine who died for what she believed in? You're talking about a couple who knew they was going to die, but putting up a fight for what they knew was right meant more to them than laying down and watching this huikau come over their people and their aina. How they even going to begin to understand that if they never stand themselves, if they're never around people who's standing, if they never step out of that comfort box, out of their cushy rooms at the Hila Hawaiian and go, they're not going to get it. And they need to get it. They need to get it here. They need to understand that. And so we went. And I'm very thankful. Kapua Deleri, Moy, Ke'ano, and Lono, their halaus came with us. They didn't jump in and they was like, Tita, you going, we go with you. And we went as a massive group of dancers. And I was like, I don't like wait till Mary Monarch Pau. Plenty of people say, we wait till Sunday to marry Monarch Pau. No, I don't like wait till marry Monarch Pau because I like my dancers see by my actions and by our actions as a collective that this is the mea nui, not that stage. This is the mea nui. And I don't care what we do over there because we got to do, this is what our hula is for. Our hula is for the action that it was created for and not for competition and performances. So we did. My bad. Wait, I can show you. Maybe we can show the Manono video now before I cut it.
Okay, Hikino. I was just going to make a quick comment that I love what you're sharing about reaching out, not being afraid to reach out to other collaborators and practitioners in our community that bring this kind of expertise and adds to the weaving of the mo'olelo. And, Umi made a comment and said, yes, I'm still listening and honored to be mentioned by her participating in her dream and making it come true. So yeah, I think we're so lucky today that we have these different weavers or weapon makers or kaonakanelua or historians. There's so many different roles and levels and so many different paths for our young ones like Kamaha'o, that's joining us. If Kamaha'o wants to be a singer, hikino. If Kamaha'o, you want to be a kumu, hikino. If you want to be a researcher of Nupepa Olelo Hawaii, hikino, because there's a role for all these different things. And we just love that. I love hearing part of that mo'olelo. So mahalo. And I'm going to pull up the video now and share. And this is, tell us, because I think I found it on Kuipo's Facebook page. Okay.
So when we went to the Mauna, we did as a collective, the three halau did our hula pahu, we did hula for Mauna Kea and Poli Ahu, and then we were leaving. And as I was walking down, Kaho'okahi was helping me down the hill, and he just said to me, he said, Napua, mahalo nui for coming up here and doing this today, because normally we would all be watching Mary Monarch, but now this year we all know can. And I, without even thinking, I said, oh, you can watch Mary Monarch. We can bring Mary Monarch right over here to you right now. And I didn't think, now mind you, the altitude is high. My girls in the video, you probably cannot hear it, but I was standing right on the side of them and they were like heaving. They could not breathe because they gave everything they had. And I was like, hey, if we can offer this small thing for you folks, because we get mahalo for you folks, because you guys embody the Manono of today. You guys are this couple in the next generations, And so if we can offer this, and my friends kind of look at me like, huh, she gonna bust out her Mary Monarch stuff? No, like people don't usually do that in public, yeah. But this is Friday, the day of they had to do this number that night. And so that's how this kind of came to be.
Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna show this recording. Wow, that was making me emotional.
And just a little side note, we went to Kumu to do that and to offer ava. We did ava ceremony. And the wahine, I'm very sorry, I cannot remember her name. The wahine that took us on that huakai, she, after we were done, it was super kaumaha for all of us, because you see liho, we saw all these nice pohaku structures, and we're like, oh wow. And so she says, yes, this is where liho's army is buried. I'm like, oh, okay. She said we have to hike further back to go where Manono and Kekuakalani and their followers. I was like, okay. So we hiking, and she stops and she points out this, and she stops and she points out that. And then we hike and then we stop in the middle of weeds and everything. Okay, we're here. We're where? She's like, this is where they are. Weeds, all overgrown trees, just nothing. I was like, I look at my girls and we're all just like, oh my gosh, even in their death, they never get that ho'ihi, even to now. And I said, well, we're going to do our ava here, we're going to do our hula here. And just was like, wow, and the lady, the woman, after we were done, she was crying, and she said, Napua, thank you so much. She said, this place has always felt so heavy and so kaumaha. But what you folks did just now just brought like life. Like I felt life and energy and strength, like Ana feel the kaumaha. And that's one thing I wanted in this hula. Like I never liked be putting, because she wasn't putting. I wanted it to be that strength, that fight, that aloha, like that when we do it, not the kaumaha, and so yeah. So by the time we went to Mary Monarch that night, they were really tired, extremely tired. We went on towards the end, so my poor girls was up at the crack of dawn for go up to the mauna. I probably kept them on the mauna too long. All altitude, the kind, all no more oxygen because they was up there too long. My bad. came back down. They still have to make those uluhe mats, you know, and so they're weaving. They literally worked kupe'e, uluhe, moena, costume, steaming, hair. We were in preparation all day long. From the minute they got out, mauna action, come back down, we getting makaukau. And then on the stage. So they were exhausted. I can see the exhaustion in them when I watch the Mary Monarch video. But they're very fine with, we did our best where we were supposed to, you know. And that part, like I said, I have great mahalo for each of them, that they have that trust in me, and they go, you know, when it's time to go. And I think just a message of like having that trust in ourselves as Kanaka, to one clear the clearing, yeah, making sure you makauko for your kupuna to come, because when they come, you got to be ready for Halamua with that vision, yeah, and then going forward with the vision and not doubting yourself. Don't let yourself be stuck by fear or doubt or second guessing. Just Halamua, because our kupuna needs stories to be told. As hula practitioners, we're the visual for our lahui. I tell my girls all the time, we are the visual for our lahui. Before I choose a mele for Mary Monarch, I try to be mindful. What does the lahui need to see right now? Do they need to see pride? Do they need to hear this? You know, so every year it's that. What does our lahui need to see so we can be that? So that's it, I guess.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And you know, I'm seeing a number of comments both on Zoom as well as Facebook. I'll read a few here. So the one comment says, amazing, the connection and the passion to share, research, and the desire for heart knowledge for the dancers, the costumes, the complete vision. What a blessing. Thank you.
Mahalo.
And then I see another one here. Love the message and the meaning. The choreography was good. I liked it. Yeah, I think, you know, what value you brought today and the insight for many who don't see the whole process of many who just watch Mary Monarch, they're watching that few minutes on stage. And maybe you might know that, yes, they do fundraisers and they do this and they do that. But like we've talked about in other sessions of our artists and stuff, you know, there's a lot of research that happens. There's a lot of prep. There's a lot of pule. There's a lot of kapukai. There's a lot of pale. You know, listening to your naʻau. I mean, it's a daily lifestyle and something I think we all can walk away with today, like finding ways to incorporate that into our daily life. So I really mahalo that. So maybe we could take a quick peek into maybe 30 seconds or a minute of your, and so yeah, this video, Napua posted it on her Facebook page, and it was the video of the video the other night. So it's not serious, and we send our aloha out to, you know, all the hard workers, Auntie Luana Ma,
mahalo ya
planning. So yeah, I'll go, let's see, I'm gonna cue that up. And we're gonna share a little bit. Okay, and then I'm gonna go large screen. So keep an eye open for the uluhe, moena uluhe. So all of their lei are uluhe too?
No, the lei is palai.
Okay.
They made their own kupe'e, lei kupe'e. And that's the uluhe in their hand. You see the pahoa that Umi helped them to make all in their hair.
Oh, got it. Oh, and there's the red lauhala.
The red lauhala tops. even like talking to our Lua practitioners of how would you move with the pahoa.
Mm.
Now you cannot tell from the TV, but I believe the audience starts to scream that way because the girls came out with that kahea so like huge. And when they started to first like Pa'i himself, that whole Mary Monarch stage rumbled. It was so strong. I could feel it from the back. And so if you're in the stadium, you could hear that the whole stage and like it was like thunderous because they hit so hard. My girls' uhas was black and blue.
Mm.
Because I always said, hit it like you mean it. I don't believe you. You need to be believable. And they was black and blue. They was just like, and so when we on the stage, the girls didn't really realize like, how come the audience scream for certain stuff? Because you in your own thing, yeah, doing your own thing. But I think that was it, because I'm in the back, in the ho'opa'a area, and I could feel that whole stage just rumble when they would, pa'i their uha, and the whole audience was like, oh, like, what is this, and so that's that reaction, and the transmittal of ike that we want, like, but we gotta get you to ask the question first. You're like, whoa, or pay attention, even like, huh, this is something different.
Mm. Oh, mahalo nui. Yeah, we love hearing this insight of, clearing. I mean, I feel like my vessel is filled with all kinds of things to ponder on today for the rest of the day. And just a big mahalo for you to take the time to share with us here on Lei Ānuenue. Any closing thoughts as we close up today?
Just for our people to trust in that. I know I've heard other people talk about how you cannot even trust a naʻau because it's been filtered, yeah, with Western ike and influences and stuff. But actively pule to your aumakua, to your kupuna, actively to our akua, actively reach out and ask for that feeling, and trust in that they're gonna come, because we come from that, um, and have that for yourself, because that's something that's very powerful for each of us.
Mahalo nui. So
Mahalo.
yeah, so thankful today for sharing your mo'olelo, and I'm seeing a lot of mahalo and hearts are going off on our Facebook page. So please come visit us again if you have mo'olelo to share. We love.
I got all my nerves out.
Yes, I just have a few more slides to in closing here, and yeah, we wanna again, mahalo all of you for tuning in, whether you're on Facebook or on Zoom here. We appreciate you guys joining us. And again, we always ask all of you to kokua and share, your mana'o on our survey. It's just a few questions. You can find it at kanayokana.net/survey. And that just really helps us to get better at what we're doing, go find some people and some topics that you're interested in. So if you have specific topic you want to hear about here on Lei Ānuenue, you can let us know there and we'll, work with you, or maybe go find someone that can talk and share that manao. So please share with us there. As always, we have so many exciting presenters to come up and share mo'olelo. So tomorrow, and I didn't have this ready earlier today, but I saw it pop up on our schedule, and our schedule is posted at kanayokana.net/lei. So apopo, tomorrow we have our second in our Olelo Hawaii Valeno series, which is hosted by Ekela Kaniao Pio Crozier, also from or living in Maui. And she's having 3 haumana share about the Aloha Aina Leader Award, Imua Aloha Kaleo Kalanakila. So for all the Olelo Hawaii lahui, come, ho'olohe. If you don't feel you're too advanced in Olelo, it's okay. You can come listen too, because that's a good way to ho'olohe and to apo, to catch on. You catch on some words and stuff. So yeah, that's tomorrow at 12 o'clock. And then on Thursday, oh my goodness, we have Umi Kai talking about the Hawaiian warrior, Hawaiian weapons. And that's being sponsored by Ahakane. So a special host will be Sam Kapoy, that will be joining as a host that day. And then in the afternoon at Hola Elua, 2 o'clock, Chef Mark Noguchi, or some of us know him as Gooch. And I know I had to go make the smaller headshot picture, but tomorrow, or when he presents, I'll show the full picture. It's the one in Malo and He'eia Fish Pond. It's an amazing picture, but he'll be talking about Pilina Kalo, my relationship with Haloa, and doing a testing of 7 different luau and sharing some dishes, from his kitchen. And then on Friday, we're talking about research today and that process. If you want to learn a little bit more about research in the Hawaiian language archives online, and even about kanikau, Noilani Arista is going to be talking about that. That has been a lot of her body of research. So that should be really interesting. So all of them, come tune in, come join us, let people know. Really exciting stuff. So as always, mahalo nui. And the best way to stay connected with us is go follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, whether you're looking for Kanayo Kana or Hawaii Nui Akea, the School of Hawaiian Knowledge. We all have Facebook pages, and you can go follow Napua as well, Napua Music. And you can see what's going on with Halau and her music career, and just the great research and the work that she does for our lahui. So again, mahalo and aloha, everybody.
Mahalo again.